Hi, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center. This is Fossil Friday, and I'm losing my hair. Can you see? Is that? Yeah, I think it's pretty noticeable. It takes a special kind of person to admit on the Facebook page of one of the world's best dinosaur museums that they're suffering hair loss at 27, but, well, I really didn't have any choice in the matter. Well, obviously, I could have chose not to share that with you, but in terms of hair loss, I really had no say. See, hair loss is a genetic condition. Before I was born, it was already determined that I was going to lose my hair at some point in my life because that's part of my genes. It's in my genes. I mean, not literally, it's happening on my head, but in my genetic predisposition is towards hair loss. And as we're learning more and more about all fields of science, we're seeing just how much genes actually affect us. So it could be trivial things like hair loss. It's admittedly not something that matters in the long run, but it could also be pretty serious things like heart disease and cancer. You might be more likely to get those conditions based on your genes. Now, when I say genetics and genes and dinosaurs, you might think of Jurassic Park, where they use the DNA and genes to bring dinosaurs back to life. And, well, we can't do that because the genetic material's been long gone, but we do bring dinosaurs back to life on our own way, which brings me to this phenomenal fossil right here, LA-188. This was found in the site Laura's Apatosaur, named after one of our old employees, Laura Vietti. And this is not one bone, but two. And it's not two bones, but one. Let me explain. So this is part of the tail, caudal vertebrae. We've got one bone here, and another bone right here. So they're two separate bones. The separating line between them should be right here, but it's not. It's completely gone. This is two bones that have fused into one singular bone. Are fused tailbones uncommon? Well, not necessarily. We have dozens of examples of those right here in the museum. Dinosaurs lived really rough lives, and they didn't have dinosaur doctors to go and visit who could heal their bones when they broke. So a dinosaur had to heal itself, which the body can do pretty amazingly, just not very well. When we see re-healed bones the result of an injury or something along those lines, we see lots of regrowth along the surface of the bone, and it's bulbous and spongy and kind of gross looking. We have fossils like that we can show you in later episodes. We don't see that on these bones. The bones are still fused, but it's the same smooth, bony surface. Well, that's an interesting dilemma. We didn't know what caused that. It baffled us for the longest time until we remembered that a similar condition affects humans. It's called block vertebrae, and it's a weird sensation when the bones of your back fuse. For whatever reason, they just fuse together. Now, it's a genetic condition, absolutely, but here's the interesting thing. This isn't something that happens when you're 25 or 50 or 10 or 1. It happens when you're in the embryonic stages of growth. So before you're born, before you have any say in who you are and what your genes are going to be, your backbone might have already fused. So it's nothing you have to worry about as a child or an adult, don't worry. As an embryo, though, you better watch out. So not only is this the first evidence of block vertebrae seen in a dinosaur, this is the first evidence of a genetic abnormality ever recorded in a fossil. That is phenomenal. This Apatosaurus had the block vertebrae genes and was born with a fused tail. Now, that might seem like kind of a downer, right? This poor animal, without any choice, had to live with part of its tail being fused for its life. But again, this is an Apatosaurus, and it's a fully grown adult. These two caudals are from the middle section of the tail. They should be smaller. They're enormous. They're huge. This is a very old dinosaur when it died, upwards of probably 70 feet and weighing 25 to 30 tons max. That's an enormous animal. The fact that it had block vertebrae didn't really seem to bother it. Well, it didn't stop it from growing and reaching its full potential as a fully grown Apatosaurus. So I guess it's good to say that genes don't determine who you are. I mean, they do. There's a lot of things that you're born with, and that controls before you have any choice and say and whatnot. But it's mind over matter. Granted, it's not much. I mean, an Apatosaurus's brain is only the size of a walnut, so not much mind over matter. But still, It was born with this genetic abnormality, and it found a way to survive and thrive regardless of it. So it wasn't in any pain, wasn't really inhibited at all. It pursued its life with the best of vigor. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to do the same. I think I could get attached to it. So, hope you liked this episode of Fossil Friday. Leave your comments, like this video, share it with your friends, let us know what you think. And we'll be back next week with another fascinating episode. So until then, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, keeping your Friday fossiliferous.